Good morning, everyone. You hear me okay? Is that too loud? Hi, I'm very happy to be at Echelon. I came to Singapore roughly 21 years ago, and my first, as a fellow, so I was teaching at Nguyen Polytechnic for a year. And during that year, a friend of mine had a startup that he was trying to do. So he says, you want to join? And I was like, I'm 22 years old. Do I really want to do this? So I went and talked to another older friend who was in his late 30s, and he was running an investment fund. And I was like, what should I do? He's like, well, you can take a corporate job, and then you be where I am now, and then you're gonna regret not doing it. You're young, you're stupid, so you don't have family, you don't have to worry any concerns. So just go out and do it. So I was like, okay, sure, sounds good. So. My friend and I started the first direct response TV business in Asia, in Singapore. For those of you Singaporeans who have the can openers, the fresh lock, zip things, the gadgets, no atomizers. We didn't sell atomizers. But if you have those, we were selling this on TV. We went and negotiated with TCS at that time, it's now MediaCorp, for remnant inventory. So anytime they had a minute, they'll tell us to give us a day. We'll staff up. We'll have telemarketers. We'll put up our ads, and then we'll take orders, right? And that was remnant, not what advertising is considered remnant inventory now. But that was an interesting experience. And as my friend pointed out, it's almost as good as getting an MBA, if not better, right? You get tons of experience. So over the years, I've been involved in a lot of startups here and there. But fast forward to today, I work for ComScore, and we are in online advertising audience measurement. We tell rankings of what websites are doing, and a lot of the VCs use us to sort of measure where websites are at. But the core of our business and the core of our clients are actually advertising agencies and publishers who use it to buy and sell advertising. It's almost like currency to see what audience people have and things like that. So when Mohan came to me and talked to me about the fact that startups are not doing a lot of online advertising and VCs don't like it, and that I should be talking why online advertising is not a dirty word. So let's take a look at some online business models to start off with. Right, the first easy one, e-commerce. Everybody knows e-commerce. Amazon's been around for ages. eBay, Amazon, they started the whole industry, if you will, on a lot of things. Alibaba came in, started Taobao. They have Tmall now to look at the B2B stuff, put brands online. They have payment gateways. So whether eBay has a great payment gateway here, along with PayPal and obviously Alipay. And Rakuten, obviously, is the big player in Japan, and they've bought Buy.com in the US last year. They also bought Viki here. I don't know if Hasmig is here, but they bought Viki. And if you remember iMode, remember iMode, Docomo iMode, right? Where you could buy anything on your phone in Japan, right? So these guys, age-old business model of just selling goods online. And as people are getting more online, they're getting credit cards, debit cards, especially in Asia, where the penetration of those have been, in many of the other markets, has been pretty slow uptake. As they get more credit card, debit cards, they start to pay their phone bills, all the other bills online, they're more comfortable with transacting online. Next. Siri, next. Sorry, go back one. Oh, you're going too fast. You're going too fast. Siri, please. So content publishers. All right, these guys have been around for ages, right? CNN, BBC, CNN Outside, all the newspaper publishers. They've been out for a long time. So they have producers, writers, hosts, cameramen, editors, professional stuff. And they've been out there for the longest time, and they've gone on to digital to make more money. Newspapers and magazines have had to go on digital as well. And then I threw about.com in there because now, from a content provider perspective, any blogger is providing content, right? They're writing original content. Next, search. Right? So who here has not done a search in the last 24 hours on a tablet, mobile, or desktop? Right? So I know Google's has involved in many other things, but their main business moneymaker is still search. We don't talk about it that much anymore, but we still do it, and they still make tons of money from it. Baidu as well, obviously in China. Bing, Yandex is the main one in Russia. Naver's a top one as well for Korea. Korean's obviously a huge online market. Next, e-services. Right, Skype. Most everyone here has a Skype account. Spotify, Pandora, music services, Hulu, if you will, that aggregate content. Prezi. Who here knows about Prezi? Right. So online presentations. Concur, Salesforce. Those are now getting into the business things. These are software as a service solutions that used to be out of a software box. You go to the store and buy your expense management solutions or your Salesforce solutions. Now it's all software as a service, along with tons of other things that are e-services. Next, content aggregators. Everyone here, I'm sure, is familiar with TechCrunch, Gizmodo, Dig. All those, you guys live by that stuff. Dailymotion, that's the video aggregator. So they aggregate content and try to make money from it. And obviously there's the meta search guys, the kayaks, Nextag. So these days you can find a meta search for just about anything, insurance, car, anything you want. Next. Okay, social media. I don't think I need to talk too much about that. Who here does not have a Facebook account? Would you dare raise your hand? There's one. Right, so, Twitter account, not everyone will have a Twitter account necessarily, but, this is the tech industry, so I'm hoping that everyone would have raised their hands by then. Anyone here have a WeChat account? Who has WeChat? Who has WhatsApp? Ooh, there's more. Who has Tinder? Come on! Holy Lord. Right? Next, please. And gaming. Right? Games used to be, again, something you buy out of the box. It's still console-based, but there's tons of online gaming stuff. My cousin works for League of Legends out of the U.S. Came in this morning in the car. My wife was playing Candy Crush in the car and yelling and screaming because she couldn't get past that one level. But yeah, gaming is everywhere. Next. So is advertising really that evil? Is it dirty? Is it evil? So let's see, let's keep on going. Next. How much evil is in it? This is Zenith Optimedia advertising expenditure revenue from 2010 up to 2016 forecast. And 2013 was 508 billion worldwide. And Asia Pacific is 149 billion. And this is online and offline. Now, after Jacob's presentation of $832 billion he threw out, I feel like saying 500 billion. Doesn't sound that much anymore, but it is a lot, and expected to grow 2016 up to 600 billion. Next. Is it getting more evil? Yes, the growth is there, and where is it? Japan has been growing from 2013 to 14 at 1.9%. Advanced Asia is Australia, New Zealand, growing at 4.9%. Fast track Asia is essentially India, China, and Southeast Asia. Right, that's growing quite fast as well. Right, that's just general ad spend. Next. What countries are accelerating to hell? China's doing a good job. America's always doing a great job at that. Indonesia, this is actual revenue increases, not in U.S. millions. But you see Japan going up there as well. South Korea is obviously doing quite well. India as well. Right, so they're actually moving faster. But evil is just not limited to offline, right? It's also online. So this is the share of spend, global ad spend, 2013. They expect it in 2016. So you see, desktop is 18.1, mobile internet's 2.7, and those are the two online side, right? And you compare that to what's expected in 2016. Television drops by almost 1 percentage point. Cinema goes up at the bottom. Radio goes down slightly. Magazines drop a good 1.5%. Newspapers go from 17 to about 13.7 or so. Right, so newspapers expected to get a big drop. Mobile internet, that goes up from 2.7 to 7.6%. Right, so that's the expected growth. Desktop will still grow by 1.5% or so. So online, digital-wise, it's still expected to grow in the next 3 years. Next. So why is this evil growing online? This is a chart that we've done before, and this is digital. And what we've noticed before was digital has been a direct response medium. So over here on the left side, that's media spend, branding, and direct response, right? Digital over there, $26 billion, is actually only 23% of digital is actually spent in online branding, whereas 77% in direct response. So digital, has really taken over the direct response, right? We do search. Everyone wants a CTR. Everyone wants a CPC. Everyone wants a click-through rate or a conversion rate, right? Some kind of ROI. So it's, marketers, online marketers have actually killed themselves going after the most measurable medium, right? So they want to measure everything except for that, and therefore branding gets left behind. So there's still a shift in branding, marketing dollars over to digital that hasn't quite happened yet. It's not even yet. In certain markets, it has. The UK is digital is now higher than TV, right, in terms of spend. Next. So how much evil is it? So what in 2013? So that's split up into total display, 42.4%, classified 12.8, and paid search is $49 billion worldwide. Who doesn't know this? Everyone's closing their eyes like, oh God, someone's going to show this some day. Right. Next slide. Lumascape. So what, that $104 billion, on one side is the advertisers, right? They put in, for every $100 they put in, a publisher takes roughly $65, 65%, right? Roughly, you give and take. So 140 billion, 67 billion on the other side. Everything in there, in the middle, is 36.4 billion. That's it, the current, that's how I sort of look. There's tons of stuff in there as well. And that's a very interesting view of things. Next. Now let's talk about money. How do they make money? How do these, guys make money? So content publishers, advertising. That's obvious, right? They're making the one making the 65%. Next. Subscriptions, right? So you subscribe to New York Times or whatever, you pay, and sometimes you still get advertising. And other ones are, pay as you go, right? You just buy bits of it and whenever you want to consume it, micropayments. So search engines, this one's a duh, right? Advertising, right? Roughly, $49 billion in search. That's bigger than just pure display alone. E-services, subscriptions. Yeah, that's how Spotify makes their money. Skype, you can subscribe or you can pay. You can top up whenever you need to and get your $5, so you don't have to get the advertising anymore. So again, it's also advertising as well. Not everybody does it, but a lot of the freemium models, that's the whole point, right? You're gonna get some inventory, some money somewhere, and monetize their audience. Content aggregators. So obviously there's advertising in there. The Daily Motions, the TechCrunch, Dig, they're all advertising driven. Affiliate. So the MetaSearch do an affiliate model, right? They're trying to get the right people to point to that end e-commerce vendor, and then they take a commission either by a CPA or just a click-through. Next. So social media, how do they make money? Well, this is obvious. I mean, Facebook is putting ads in everywhere now. In between stuff, sponsored ads. There's also, anyone heard of native advertising? Startups heard of native advertising? No. Okay. It's advertising by a lot of the newspapers and all the stuff that actually is, if you will, sponsored articles. Right? And it's embedded, so you kind of are you sure is it advertising or not? But somebody paid to have that article written. Next, online gaming, right? Right, micropayments. So my cousin, who's actually in the finance side of League of Legends, he's like, a lot of little payments that come through, people trading and all that kind of stuff. Subscriptions as well, and advertising. Again, premium model, but just pure micropayments alone make a lot of money. Ran into a friend the other 2 weekends ago. We were playing mahjong, and she was complaining about she was playing Candy Crush, play for a month. Saw her bill was $1,000. Right? She kept on going like, oh, continue, 99 cents, 99 cents, $1.99. Oh yeah. Another friend, and that was subconscious, but another friend consciously spends $200 a month, and that's his cap on online gaming on his mobile. So yeah, there's money there. Next. So fairly consistent revenue models for a lot of things: subscriptions and advertising. Right? It's not. I'm not touching porn. That's e-commerce, if you will, or online gambling. That's a whole different one. But it's there's revenue there, right? But that's not the reason why I think startups should look into advertising. Right? Next. So, question: what's the most important thing to a startup? Anyone want to? No? Yell it out. Next. Cash flow. Right? So, Kevin, are you here? Kevin Tan? No. So there he is in the back. So Kevin and I had a startup back in 2000 doing what ComSquare does, audience measurement in Hong Kong, China, and Taiwan. We had the first panel in China on stuff, and we were. This is at towards the end of the .com boom, and so it was towards the bust. And we had our best sales month in September, and we closed in October. Right. And there are some issues with VC, but essentially it boils down to cash flow. Right. And so my point is, you guys have money from in startups. You guys have you build up your users and everything, but you're going to need to monetize those as soon as possible, right? So if you have a site, an app, or something like that, there is millennial media, there's InMobi, there's tons of different ways to monetize those users, and you have the data, and in the future, data is what's really going to be transacting back and forth. What's the valuable part is the data that either advertising community wants or other people start trading on data to find out more about consumers and everything. It's still going to be about the consumers. So monetize that data, monetize your audience, because it's going to bring in the cash sooner than anything else. You'll be in a better position when you talk about next round and everything, when you actually have some revenue, when you to talk to the next round, Series A, B, C, and things like that. So that's it. Next one. So that's why online advertising is not a dirty word, and I'll leave it with saying, you entrepreneurs, startups, be brave, and VCs and angels, be braver. Thank you.